In this video, we're going to look back at movies shot in Nottingham. Importantly, the movies we are going to look at are going to be over 50 years old. We all know that The Dark Knight was filmed at Woollerton Hall, and that Shane Meadows shot many of his films, This Is England, Once Upon a Time in the Midlands, and 24/7 in the Nottingham suburbs. We even know that the Joy Division biopic Control and the movie Bronson has scenes filmed in Nottingham as well. But we want to look at what Nottingham used to be like in the old days, the black and white days if we can. I've chosen 4 films which have a significant number of scenes shot in Nottingham and give a small glimpse of the past. So get yourself a large popcorn, sit down and relax. Firstly, perhaps the one movie that everybody knows was shot around Nottingham. Saturday Night and Sunday Morning. Released in 1960 and adapted from a novel by Nottingham author Alan Sillitoe, who wrote the screenplay, and Carol Rice, who directed it. This gritty movie tells the story of a rebellious, hard-living, hard-drinking factory worker, Arthur Seaton, played convincingly by young Albert Finney, who juggles relationships with 2 women. Brenda, played by Rachel Roberts, is married to one of Arthur's colleagues, who becomes pregnant with Arthur's child. The other, the younger Doreen, played by Shirley Ann Field. Heck, if you've not seen this movie, wait until the end of this video and go and watch it straight away. This masterpiece of British cinema is listed number 14 on the British Film Institute's list of all-time great British films. It enraged the censors with its references to extramarital sex and backstreet abortion. The film won several BAFTAs, including Best British Film, whilst Albert Finney won the Most Promising Newcomer to Leading Film Roles and Rachel Roberts for Best Actress. Big chunks of this movie were filmed in Nottingham. Arthur Seaton's home was filmed at 5 Beaconsfield Terrace, which was actually Alan Sillitoe's family home. And this, like so many of the locations in the movie, no longer exists. The opening scenes of Arthur Seaton at work on his lathe, where he proclaims, "Don't let the bastards grind you down," were filmed at a rally factory in Nottingham. It should be pointed out though that some of the other Nottingham scenes were actually shot elsewhere, including the famous Goose Fair scene. Other scenes took place on Derby Road and Nottingham Castle.
How do you feel now?
What do you think? I got over it. Do you think I'm daft, Darker? I can tell you don't go as much on me as you used to.
That ain't true, Brenda. You know I like you a lot.
Yeah, I know you do. You can see it a mile off.
Although Saturday Night Sunday Morning is perhaps the best known film shot in Nottingham, this 1960s version of D.H. Lawrence's Sons and Lovers, based on his semi-autobiographical novel, should be well remembered too. The movie itself won an Oscar for Best Cinematography and gained a host of other nominations. The film stars Trevor Howard alongside a young Dean Stockwell, yes, the guy from the original Quantum Leap, as his son Paul Morrell. The movie sees Paul Morrell trying to escape his upbringing and his working class father and dominant mother, all whilst juggling 2 women at the same time. Large parts of this film were shot in Eastwood and Brinsley headstocks. However, perhaps the most interesting scene shows a young Dean Stockwell walking up Drury Hill and is without doubt the only surviving footage of this long-lost Nottingham landmark. And if you want to see more of Drury Hill, please see the link to my video above. There's also a short but wonderful scene showing the steps from low pavement down to Broad Marsh. Sons and Lovers isn't an easy movie to get hold of, however, you can rent it for Amazon Prime although 3 versions of his film are often put on YouTube. And although it was shot in black and white, there's even a colorised version as well.
Come away from there. You'll make it explode.
What's this?
It's a contraption. There's a man inside come to see you, very grand from the gentry.
The Ragman's Daughter is a film adapted from yet another Alan Sillitoe novel. Released in 1972, it's a largely forgotten movie, a large part of which was shot in Bulwell. Starring a pre of a Bill Simon Rouse as Tony Bradmore and a stunning Victoria Tennant as Doris Randall in her first major role. The story flicks back and forth as middle-aged Tony, a cheese worker with a wife and 2 kids who hates his dull life, remembers the wild love affair with the daughter of an upwardly mobile scrap dealer he had in his youth. Their meeting in the street, their affair, the petty thievery and the risk she encouraged him to do before he was caught and sent to Borstal. Of the 4 movies we discuss here, this is the only one recorded in colour. Sadly, you can't buy this movie on DVD or stream it from anywhere easily. However, there is a version on YouTube and I'll put a link on the description below.
Get it on the scales then. You can hardly pull her own weight. Come on then.
It's got everything except a cigar lighter.
Marvellous.
What's this? Ready? Get that? Get up.
Where to?
I'll tell you when we get there.
The following movie, They Knew Mr. Knight, is from 1946 and is generally totally forgotten about. Struggling businessman Tom Blake, played here by Mervyn Johns, best known for playing Bob Cratchit in the Alistair Sim version of Scrooge, comes into contact with financier Mr. Knight, who encourages to take risks. A murky copy is available on YouTube, although it does crop up on the 3View channel Talking Pictures occasionally. It's not a great film, but it does capture Nottingham Victoria Station as well as the old Market Square before they moved the Queen Victoria statue. Again, I'll post any links where possible. and so those of the 4 Nottingham films. I've also put a description and at the end in a link to a web page called Reelstreets, which compares then and now photographs of each of the 4 films. Thank you for watching this, and if you feel like doing so, please like and subscribe. And if you're having a bad time at the moment, please remember Arthur Seaton's famous words.
Don't let the bastards grind you down, that's one thing I've learned.